In this video, I'm going to be doing embroidery while rambling. This is not an instructional video on embroidery in any way. Today, I'm working on a Dragoturkey. It's a continuation of the Dragoturkey from the previous video, and I do realize that in the previous video, I didn't even mention what I was working on at all, but it's because I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the previous video, but it's because I recorded the audio first and then the video second, so I actually had no idea what I was working on until I started recording the footage. But yeah, so I'm continuing the Dragoturkey, and if you don't know what a Dragoturkey is, it is a mount from the game Dofus, a French MMO. So yeah, you'll just see the continuation of that. So just to jump into rambling, I am still playing Spyro. I finished the first and the second game in the little Spyro trilogy that's available on Steam, and I'm working on the third game right now, and I think I prefer the second and third game more than the first game because of all the little mini games that are in there. Of course, I still like the first one, but you could tell that they were really adding new elements to the second and third game. In the third game though, they do have you play as different characters other than Spyro. And I don't know how... I have mixed feelings about it because I feel like when I'm controlling the other characters, they move a lot more sluggishly than Spyro. Like when you're moving as Spyro, it feels very smooth and fast and reactive, but the other characters, it feels like I have like those iron chain balls on my legs and it's making me move slower. But it's still interesting. I don't think I've unlocked all the characters yet because I'm not finished. I'm not finished yet. I'm just entered the second zone of the world, kind of. So I haven't unlocked everyone yet. There's like a kangaroo named Sheila, and then there's a bird named Sergeant Bird or something. And then I saw a picture of a Yeti, so I expect to play as a Yeti soon. But yeah, so I've been enjoying playing Spyro, the Spyro trilogy. And I think after I finish Spyro, I'll still probably play Die in the Dungeon, that little pixel game that I don't really know much about except that there's like some dice and that you're a frog, like I mentioned before. And on an unrelated note, yesterday my period started and I feel like the first 2 days of my period, I feel so tired, and I know it's probably because I'm losing blood, so I'm gonna get tired, but I feel kind of lightheaded and woozy on the first 2 days, and then when you're walking around and you feel like the blood flowing, you can feel it, right? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It can't just be me. Like, you can feel when the blood is dropping down your vagina. You can feel it. And I use a Cora disc. I don't know if you know about period discs. Actually, technically, I made a video on it a long time ago on YouTube comparing period cups versus period discs. The two I've tried. But that was like on another account a long time ago, and I kind of like forgot the login, and then the Google account got deleted, so that's gone forever. Gone forever. But I've been using a period disc for many years now. Many years? Several years. A couple years. I've been using it for a couple years now, and I love it. So if you haven't tried a disc, it looks like a little bowl made out of silicone different from the period cup, which is shaped like a little bell. It looks like a little bell. But I would recommend the bowl-shaped one because you don't have to jump out the blood physically with your hand. Okay, so I feel like I'm making a second version of the video I made before, but a period cup, the thing that looks like a little bell, you stick it into your vagina and then it collects the blood, and then it has a little pull tab. So once the cup starts to get full, you're actually supposed to pull on the little pull tab, kind of like a tampon, and then you take it out and then you dump the blood in the toilet and then you clean it, stick it back in. But for the disc is so good because when you go to use the restroom, so the disc is gonna fill like the cup, but when you go to pee, you basically have to do the pressure motion like you're trying to poo. Like you're trying to poo. So you have to do the squeezing thing. And then basically it creates a little, I guess it kind of unseals the bowl or something. It does something to the bowl where it like squeezes it or something, the disc. And then it creates an opening so the blood is actually gonna drop out on its own. So you don't have to actually take it out to dump out the blood. Because imagine if you're at work or something and then you have to empty your period cup. Like that sounds like a disaster in the sink. But with the period disc, you just like pee normally, but you just do the thing like you're trying to pee hard or something. And then it kind of like squeezes all the blood out and then it dumps and empty the disc out. I don't know if that makes sense. But basically, you don't have to take it out all day. Well, technically the instructions is you should take it out. I think you should take it out like twice a day to clean it. But me, I'm not going to take it out while I'm at work. Like, I'm not going to take it out when I'm at work. So I take it out at the end of the day when I'm in the shower and then I clean it and then stick it back in. But it's so convenient using a bowl because you just stick the bowl in and then you kind of forget about your period the rest of the day. One thing though is I still wear or try to wear black underwear when I'm using the disc because although I don't have any leaking, like I've never had an issue where the cup overflowed because like I said, every time you go to the restroom, it kind of automatically dumps the blood out when you just pee naturally. But there's still a chance you'll get kind of spotting on your underwear because if the blood, okay, so when the blood dumps out, yes, it's emptied and then the bowl is empty, right? But you have to remember that when the blood is flowing out, there's still going to be some residual blood kind of on the sides of your vaginal canal while it's passing through. Like think about if you have like a straw if you have a straw from your drink, like you stop drinking your drink and then the liquid is like dropping back down the straw. And yes, all the liquid dropped down, but if you look at the sides of the straw, there's like little droplets still. And then eventually those little droplets are gonna fall. So I did notice I do get kind of like spotting on my underwear, and I think it's due to, I don't know if this is the truth or the fact of why, but this is my hypothesis, I guess, is that you still get a little spotting on your underwear, not because it's leaking, but because you have like those droplets kind of on the sides of your canal that haven't fallen yet, kind of like the straw in your drink. And then eventually when it does, you get like those spotting. But that's what I think. I don't know for sure what's happening over there. But I wouldn't say it's a lot of blood, like uncomfortably so. It's just like really like a little beep that's on your underwear. So that's my personal experience with the disc, and if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend trying it. And I want to go into the detail, but I'm running out of time. But before and after you finish using it, you have to make sure to sterilize it in boiling water. I actually got a teeny tiny pot that's dedicated just for that because I don't want to use any pots that are for food and put period disc in there. That would be horrible. So yeah, make sure to sterilize it before and after in boiling water. And while you're actually using it on your period, every time you take it out, I know the instructions say you should technically take it out more than once a day. So please do as the instructions say and don't do how I do, which is being a horrible little gremlin. But regardless of how many times you take it out, although you should take it out more than once, you want to use a soap that is friendly towards the pH of your vagina. I use the one from Love Wellness, but basically if you make your pH of your vagina out of whack, you're more prone to getting infections. So I basically clean the disc with that, and then I rinse it very thoroughly, and then I stick it back in until I am finished with my period, and then I do the whole boiling with sterilization, blah blah blah, and just put it away when I don't use it. I hadn't planned on talking about period discs this entire video, but that's what happened. So if you listen this far, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I recommend using a disc. Thank you. Bye!